Bank of America is once again in the crosshairs of regulators over questionable mortgage practices. Earlier, we spoke with Rebel Cole of DePaul University. It's really nothing new, is it, Rebel?
This has been going on for 9 months since the robo-signing scandal broke back in October, and we get this drip, drip, drip news of bad behavior by the big banks, and yet the Fed and the OCC and Washington the regulators tend to give them a pass.
Okay, let's talk about the latest report here out from the HUD Inspector General saying, quote, "Our review was significantly hindered by Bank of America's reluctance to allow us to interview employees or provide data and information in a timely manner." Now, the Inspector General of HUD made this in a sworn statement that's been leaked to the press. So what do you think is going to come out of this investigation by the housing agency?
Well, Bank of America has already presented $6 billion in FHA-insured foreclosed mortgages to the FHA for payment, and they're sitting on another $22 billion.
Mm-hmm.
And
now, these are claims in which Bank of America says these are bad loans. But these loans are guaranteed by the FHA,
Yep.
so they're putting them to the FHA saying, you got to pay up, government,
right,
on these bad loans.
But they've only done that with $6 billion. They're sitting on another $22 billion, and what the Inspector General is saying is that Bank of America did not follow proper practices and may have fraudulently presented these loans to the FHA, and then they can do as they did with Deutsche Bank a week or so ago and pursue them under the False Claim Act for triple damages. So that could be a $60 billion hit to Bank of America
so
instead of a $20 billion hit to the FHA.
Basically, you've got the FHA pushing back against Bank of America, saying, well, wait a minute, we don't want to pay these claims that you want to make us do good on, right?
Because the FHA doesn't have any money. If the FHA has to pay that $22 billion, they're going to have to get a taxpayer bailout.
Okay.
So we're looking at a taxpayer bailout for the FHA or a taxpayer bailout for Bank of America. Which is going to happen first?
All right. In the meantime, we've got yet another investigation, this time from the New York Attorney General's office, opening in a new investigation involving BofA and other banks. So it's not just Bank of America, and it's about packaging all these loans into mortgage-backed securities. So what do you think they're going to find here exactly?
This is the old paperwork problem that started with robo-signing, turning to the perjury problem, the forgery problem. And what we're going to find is that the proper paperwork that was supposed to be conveyed to these mortgage-backed security trusts was not conveyed. We already have evidence from a Bank of America senior vice president that the countrywide documents are still sitting in a warehouse in California. If this turns out to be true, it could invalidate the security of the mortgage-backed securities. In other words, they would be unsecured debt, which could lead to massive rating downgrades on $14 trillion of mortgage-backed securities, and this is generally agreed this would be financial Armageddon.
I want to read a statement from Bank of America on this situation. They say the bank has fully cooperated with the HUD office of the Inspector General's review. Government auditors were on site at Bank of America for almost 3 months late last year. We provided on-site and follow-up access to more than 55,000 pages of material, and we voluntarily coordinated interviews and assisted with arranging depositions with 24 employees. So if the government really did have something on Bank of America, why doesn't it just bring it forward? I mean, does it kind of make you question whether if the government's not going to bring some charges forward on Bank of America or any other bank, then maybe another part of the government's trying to cover this all up?
Well, that's the beauty of having our legal system, where we have the state attorney generals like the New York State Attorney General who are simultaneously pursuing these cases. So if the Washington crowd won't blow the whistle, maybe the New York Attorney General will.
Our thanks to Rebel Cole, a finance professor at DePaul University.